So let me just warm up. So let me just roll the TNT. We got tangents and trivia. It's TNT, baby. You want another one?
Yeah, you got another one for me.
Yeah, I got quite a few, man. Let me get into the old pocket.
Hit me, baby, one more time. My loneliness is killing me.
Do you know what? I actually want to talk about the wolf run that I went on with my clients.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. We did that quite a few times.
Wait, 1, 2, 3.
We did that. We did that on the start and the finish line, and it was crazy. It was crazy. The 10k run, like mad obstacle courses, but I want to put a spin on it, and I actually want to open this subject up a little bit more, because at every single opportunity that there was an obstacle, there was also a circumstance or a situation in which it gave you the opportunity to face a fear. And one of them for me, it wasn't really a fear. I haven't swam in years. Like, I haven't swam properly in years. I used to swim really, really well. And we had to jump off from a height. I've never dived into water. I jumped into water. The guy next to me jumped in. And as I was swimming to the surface, he kicked me in the head by accident because he was obviously flailing about. And so I double dipped. My breathing went out of control, and I was swimming so hard, but breathing ridiculously fast and hard as well. So I was like, my stamina was out the window, and I started to feel like I was hyperventilating. I couldn't get my breath under control. I knew I wasn't drowning because I was obviously swimming, but for whatever reason, my body, there's never been a situation where I've lost control of my body like that, like where I couldn't breathe. Yeah. And my only worry was, that's not right.
It's a near-death experience.
Say again?
Near-death experience.
I don't think it's a near-death.
Did you go into like fight or flight? Man?
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, I saw a sign and I was swimming for it, and this beanbag flew past my head, and this marshal was like...
And you're like, get your cock out of my face.
I was like, oh, no, I wasn't. But Marshall was like, yeah, boom, grab onto that, and then they reeled me in. And this is where, and this is really cool, because the situation, a scenario that was presented to me was get up, walk on land and finish like that, or get back into, which I was going to do anyway, because I already knew, I just said I need to get...
It's a really good Bob Marley lyric, that.
What?
Get up, walk up.
Do not drown tonight. No, anyway, he was like, oh, do you want to get up and walk, or would you like to get back in and swim? And I was like, there's no point even asking me that, I want to finish. Yeah. And I just feel sometimes we are given these situations where, like you said, it's fight or flight. And I think people often choose the easy option and then are sad at the result that do you know what I mean? The result that they get from it. They feel unfulfilled. And I just think sometimes, inaction is an action. Not acting on something is an action, because things that you ignore, blah, 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 they will catch up with you at some point. But I just thought it was really cool. Like, in my head, it was almost like a game. It was like someone was spectating me, and it was like left to do this or right to do this. And we are given these opportunities to make decisions that change our mindset.
I'll tell you what it's like. Life is like walking up a downwards escalator upwards. Explain so you that. Can't stand still. Yeah. You got to kind of keep on going. Not doing anything is taking a step backwards. For sure. That's like a good...
I get you now. Yeah, that's cool. I like that. No, that's actually a really, really cool way of thinking about it. Yeah. Say that again.
A downwards... It's like walking down a downwards escalator upwards. Life is.
So you're walking...
Life is like walking down a downwards escalator upwards. So if you stand still, you're just going to end up going down. You need to keep walk twice as fast.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
You know what I'm saying? And don't stand still.
So like life, it's almost like you're always working against the grain. And something that I thought in that moment is that you cannot control life. You can't.
You can't control the escalator.
But you can influence it. And that's you taking your steps. So when I decided to get back into that water... I knew what I'd done that day. I knew, like, from almost drowning to then flipping that around and go, no, but I'm not scared. Yeah. I couldn't breathe, and I need to go and finish this.
And when you finished the race,
yeah,
did they play the dun 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 dun.
Oh
dun,
man.
dun 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 dun.
No, they didn't.
Dun 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 dun.
No, because
go through the thing.
No, because we jumped in a mud pit, man. That was nuts. That was the finish line. You jumped into a mud pit, and we swam, and then it was awesome. Wow. But it was cool because I just think like, wow. And it's not for me to say to people like, oh, you should do an obstacle course, or get fit for this and do this. It isn't that. I'm not trying to plug anything, I'm not trying to do anything like that. But I just think if you can take anything from that is like, sometimes you need to put yourself in the firing range of things that make you feel uncomfortable. Because I feel like from that day, the decisions that I made just reconsolidated who I am as a person. I teach people to break through barriers. And if I'm not going to do that myself, I'm a hypocrite.
Yeah.
I just thought it was really interesting. It was really nice to see, and there was other people within the group as well who were like, I'm really, really scared of water, for instance. And through just us guys being like, you can do this, we're here, we're in a controlled, safe environment, if anything goes wrong, someone has you. People started to actively face their fears. And yes, they may not like them, and no one says that you shouldn't fear anything in life. Fear often is a survival mechanism. You know, I just found it incredible. It's crazy to me. And I just think, why don't more people face their fears?
Yeah, why do I not face my fears? What are my fears?
What are your fears? What's your...
I guess my fear is wasting my time and not being successful after I've put in my 10,000 hours or whatever they say.
To master it.
Yeah. That's what I'm doing. If I could put in my 10,000 hours and then everyone's like, no, it's still shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm scared of.
Yeah, but you're your own measure of success, so why does it matter what other people think?
Well, it's not what other people think. It's if I put 10,000... I mean, I've not been timing it or anything, but that's what I'm saying. If I end up being 50 and I'm still making beats and then kind of like listening to them the next day and going, what the fuck is that? Or like putting a project out and then listening to it the next month and going, what the like, I don't even think that sounds that good compared to like what somebody else is doing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. But I think it's a big journey. Like, your beat making is only a small part of your process. I think, you know, once you start to get yourself more into the focal line of stuff, you'll start to work with people who will help. It's like steel sharpens steel.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I need to. That's what I'm saying about being jealous of like the grime scene and that, because it's just like I feel like a bit jealous. Yeah, that I haven't had this group of people that are all making similar music to me, and you kind of bounce off each other as much. Like, I know I've got a few people that I make tunes with and stuff, but it's not the same making songs with people to, like, literally every time you meet up, they're like, oh yeah, I made this song last night, and you're like, fuck, that's sick. It sounds like what.
Yeah, that's a different kind of hunger.
It's a different thing. It's like almost like a friendly competition kind of thing.
But
I've never had that, and I mean, I don't know if it would have made me any better at what I'm doing, but it definitely would have.
No, I would have.
I'm not even saying that I've been lazy, but any days that I would have been lazy, I would have been lazy. Like,
do you know why?
I literally felt it today when I like heard a few songs when I was listening to a set.
Yeah.
I heard a few songs, and I literally get this fucking feeling inside me where like I start almost like panicking. Like, I need to fucking go and try and make a song now, because I get this like inspiration, and you don't want to lose the inspiration kind of thing.
That's important, and this is what I mean.
Because I care about it so much.
This is what I mean about steel sharpens steel, and at some point, like, what I'm doing is obviously I'm changing my environment so that I feel like I'm in the slow lane again, because like obviously what you're discussing there is like this feeling of being in a faster lane than most, and it's literally our environment. But I promise you, once you jump into like the bigger ocean, you go, wow, there's so much more here that I wasn't doing. There's so much more opportunities. There's so much more knowledge and growth that can occur. But that only really occurs from being outside of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what, again, Wolf Run was for me. It was pushing me and doing things outside of my comfort zone, because it wasn't about the physical growth. It was about the mental growth. And for you, it's being in an environment where you consistently feel like, what is going on here? I am way outclassed musically. Because what does that also present you with? The opportunity to find out why you feel so outclassed musically, and you think you start to implement their stuff onto who you already are. It's game over. It's game over. It's a game of layers, my friend. Skills is weird. Skills are like lasagna. They just...
And it all comes back to this stuff that we were saying where it's like, I think because I've got this quest for knowledge, so I'm not just going to throw in the towel as soon as I realise that I'm not as good as other people.
Yeah.
I've kind of grown up with this like hunger to learn and be better at stuff, rather than just kind of going, oh well, I don't know how to do it, so I'm not going to do it. Yeah. I'll fucking go, why does my song not sound good? I'll listen to the songs, I'll compare stuff, I'll go, oh, let me try making a song but like using slightly different hi-hat sounds or something, and then I go, oh shit, yeah, that's why that sounds shit, like I was putting this hi-hat sound in and it's shit, or I'm doing this and it's too messy, or I'm doing too many layers, or making a song with M to the Kirsty, and then Curry, and then he'll say something and I'll go, oh shit, I just realised that's why that other song I was making yesterday on my own sounds shit, because I've done that again. There's just like certain things where it's just, you just need to keep on going at stuff, have that hunger to do well at stuff, and just don't give up. It's like, it's so easy to just put stuff off and do it the next day or never do it. Yeah. Because you just think, I'm never going to be able to do it, but actually it's even easier to just fucking figure it out. Take some time. Like, time's a valuable thing. Like, if you can't figure out how to do it now and you're really suffering that much, stop fucking being a prick and fucking look it up. But, take a day if you need to. Go and have your cigarette if that's what you need, but come back to it and fucking sort it out. Eventually you'll be able to do it.
Uncle Sam with the life advice there, we love to see it, man.
Fucking do it, you can.
Just do it.
Yeah. Just do it. What's your like motto for life? Have you got one?
What's our motto for life?
My family motto is, we have fought, we have conquered.
I don't know, man. I think my own personal one, because it's not really a family one, is diamonds are formed under pressure. That for me is the that is my life. Is I look at these obstacles, I look at all these situations that I would have seen as struggles, and I'm thankful for them because I feel like they've shaped me into the person that I am and the person that I continue to be. Like, I thought in my head about this quite a few times, and I almost now measure progress on the level of problems that I'm facing in the present in comparison to the past. So, maybe 10-year-old me was like, my biggest problem in life right now is I don't have the Yu-Gi-Oh card that I wanted. And now it's like, I'm not making this amount of money.
My problem now in life is that I was a nerd when I was a young
I was a nerd. But now I look at it and I'm like, my problems are, one of my staff members aren't working the way that I need. I have staff members. Do you know what I mean? Those two problems are very, very different. And
I've got a member that you could describe as a staff.
Part-timer. Yeah. Anyway. But what I'm trying to say is like, those two things don't even match. And then when I look at like me 2 years ago to where I am now, and I look at, let's say, my business aspect of things, I go, whoa, like during the first COVID, I was surviving on like $250 a month. And then I look at it now and I've got staff members. And that's how my growth has been measured. It's like...
What, 250 quid?
250 quid a month.
Oh my God.
Man, I was just getting paid job seekers basically. And because obviously when everything happened in that first lockdown, you couldn't train people, the rules were like really unclear, you wasn't allowed to leave the house, that kind of stuff.
You have to keep a 2 metre distance anyway because of your cock being so big.
There we go.
I thought you'd be used to...
We don't tell them that though, mate.
Oh yeah, sorry.
We let them sign up first.
Before you intimidate them with the log. But yeah, I'm surprised that you managed to even survive at that.
Man, it was crazy. And the conversations that I had, like, I'm just so thankful really for like family being supportive, because I guess being self-employed at that time in my first year, there was none of this, what was it called? What everyone was on, everyone talked about furlough. Didn't get none of that. Yeah. I got absolutely none, got no benefit, nothing.
And people were like complaining about that, mate. If I got to do fuck all,
for
80%, I think.
Don't you? I don't know if you found it, but I found it like quite a spiritual time as well, and not in the sense of like sitting around with crystals and twisting my fingers. It wasn't like that. But one thing that we all complained about was not having enough time. And then being in COVID and being in lockdown, you were given time.
Yeah.
With obviously not everything, and I'm talking from a material perspective, not everything being accessible to you, but really going, oh, that thing that I needed to do, I don't have the time for it. And all these projects that people were putting off, I started to find people were doing more and more things.
I think it like, I got so much of a benefit out of it. I mean, I'm still working from home now, off the back of it. But yeah, like the amount of time I got back because of this change it's given everybody, and it gave everybody all these companies a kick up the arse to say you can do stuff differently. I don't think enough people learned from it. But yeah, it was almost like a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, it was a make or break. And what we have to appreciate here as well is that there are generations ahead of us and generations behind us who didn't have this time. Some people started some really amazing things during this time. They have. The lady that I work with who does all my VA services and contacts people on behalf of me through like my social medias, she started that during COVID. And I may be wrong, but I think she's made a company that she has, about 6 or 8 people underneath her, and she's probably earning in the ballpark of anywhere between 60k to maybe 100 a year. I have no idea. I don't know how much she earns, but I can guess it's probably around that. That started in COVID. And it's just, I find it wild, man. Like, you can make an idea, or you can put an idea into reality, because that's all these things are. What I do, what you do, what she did was an idea that then actualizes. That's very powerful. Thoughts are very powerful, and I just don't think enough people act on them.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous. I think people worry so much about having a plan that because they can't see step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. They're like, no, it won't work.
Well, they need to fucking make a plan then, don't they?
But sometimes you can't. And this is the thing. Sometimes you must do, and you find your route through it.
I think a plan can be as literally just writing down what you want to do on a piece of paper, so you can cross it off.
Like I won't lie to you, even with my coach and stuff, man, like, it took me to invest in myself to like another level, and then be around coaches who were far better than me, in the industry longer, to find my own voice within coaching. And then from there, I now know where I want to take my business. I don't want to own a gym. I want to try and help as many people as I can. And it's figuring out different ways and how I get that across. I was talking to someone today about maybe developing my own app. Shameless plug, but that may be coming really soon. A, it saves me money. B, it's going to work exactly in the way that I want it to work for the people I want it to work for. That's crazy to me.
So what is it going to do, like, have your social media updates, but all in...
I'm not telling you, man. No, joking. What is in the app?
Yeah.
Just, no, literally from like a functionality perspective, things that aren't happening in other apps that I'm using currently, it will be doing to give a better service to my customers. And it will be things that I sit down with them and I'll be like, this is what I want, this is what I want, this is what I want. But what is that? That's just an idea. And because I've then put enough passion and love into it, I can now attach a monetary value to it, because it brings other people values. I just find that crazy. It's just an idea. It's
just
nuts.
an idea, mate.
It's nuts.
So I had an idea, I had a few ideas, but I ain't going to say them on air because obviously someone's going to steal it, so...
I rhymed. I had no idea, but I'm not going to say it on here. Sounds like a little bit of flipping Oliver Twist coming out.
I can't help myself but just be musical, mate. That's the thing, it's in my bones. I'm trying to think of something else.
No, it's okay.
I couldn't even think of anything else.
Scones. Yeah. Scones or scones? Scones or scones?
I think I say scones.
I say scones. I don't think scones make sense. Like cone. Scone.
Yeah.
It's like when people say loose and lose. I hate that. Loose.
We've done this, haven't we?
I'm gonna keep saying it. I want to lose weight.
Oh, no, you want to lose the people that lose Loose.
Loose. Hate it.
Yeah.
If you were looser...
There's that sketch from that Mitchell and Webb look, isn't there, where the guy is sat there and someone says, like, the wrong thing. Like, something instead of something. And he just, like, goes...
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and then he ends up killing everybody around the table because they go, oh my god, that's unacceptable or something. He's like,
yeah,
yeah,
that's a bit drastic. I don't think I'll be killing anyone.
Yeah, that's basically
saying.
you. This is called a grammar Nazi, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm not that. I'm not
Ashton Schnichelheit Schweingopenführer.
It's not like that's the only thing for me because I just see it all the time. I'm just like, oh, mate, come on, you're a fully grown adult. Come on.
What is everyone saying? Oh, my pussies wear loose. Lose. I'm a complete loser.
I'm not even answering. I'm parking this here. Peter Park.
Don't park it in the pussy.
Parked. We got tangents and trivia. We got tangents. Naim and Sammy be on TNT.